Good morning everyone, it's Emma, otherwise known as Gazette Girly, and either welcome or welcome back to my channel where I mostly talk about zines, which are handmade magazines. So I've literally just woken up about 10 minutes ago, but today is really like a very exciting day for me because I'm actually facilitating my first ever solo zine workshop at none other than the Vagina Museum, and I thought it'd be really fun if I took you all along with me. So I don't actually need to be there to set up until 1:30. But I also have a few errands I need to run and I need to get ready and I need to like triple check that I've packed everything, because actually a few days ago I had like a weird kind of like, not like a nightmare, but like a really bizarre dream that like I was doing the workshop and I like left my suitcase on the tube or something with like all my supplies in it. And then also Danny Harmer was at the workshop, but she had a child with her, like a daughter, and I don't know if she has a child or not, who was like cosplaying as Tracy Beaker. I was like, can a dream analysis tell me what all this means? Like, it was very confusing. But I pitched this idea to the Vagina Museum all the way in like January, and they were really on board with it. So I'm incredibly excited, and it's like such an iconic venue. So yeah, let's get ready to workshop. She is dressed, teeth are brushed, and now I'm gonna do my face for the workshop. Yesterday was Saturday the 17th, which was also a really exciting day for me because it was the submission deadline was Friday the 16th at like midnight for the Gazette for the Girls Rage issue, but yesterday was basically like me finalizing the zine and getting it sent off for print as well. And I had so many submissions that unfortunately I actually had to, oh my god, say no to a few people, which was actually quite challenging for me. I've never had that before, where I've had so many submissions that I've actually needed to reject people. So I'm kind of like half looking in my mirror, which is here, and half looking in my phone, which is precariously balanced on a few books and some bags, because I also don't have either of my tripods on me at the moment. And yes, this is tinted moisturizer, so I actually think it's totally fine for me to use my hands doing this. But anyway, so yeah, it's been like the biggest Gazette for the Girls issue yet, which has been really exciting, and I definitely feel like I'm constantly refining my process as a zine editor as I go. And this is like something I've never actually done before, especially on this scale, and it was really difficult because every single submission was so good. So it was actually a proper like challenge to edit and actually have to turn people down, especially because I always feel guilty. I'm worried people are going to be like, well, I don't like the zine anymore because I got rejected. I don't like you anymore because you rejected me, or things like that. Even though I've also in the past, when I was younger, I've applied for zines and I haven't had my work accepted. And once my friend was running like a zine and she put my poem in it and it was actually really fucking bad. And then we all got together and like read out our work, and I was like, I actually hate that she allowed this poem that I wrote that is actually awful to be in the zine. It would probably be better unread, unpublished. I was like maybe 17, 18 at the time as well, and I hadn't written much poetry. But yeah, and it's just like a big learning experience. But like, I'm internally grateful for how many people have actually submitted to this issue, and it's like a 40-page zine, which is like insane for me. All the other issues, they've been like 28 pages or less as well, and I think that's why it's been an issue of me having to reject people, because the maximum I can afford to print is about 40 pages long. It's actually become quite an expensive project to run with this many, oh my god, these pieces of hair, with like this many submissions. But it's sent off for print, and I'm like so excited to see it in the flesh and actually hold a copy. I did actually like film my entire editing process yesterday for it as well. This was going to be like part 1 Gazette for the Girls kind of vlog, and then part 2 doing my workshop. But my camera, the SD card, thought it'd be really fun to just like reformat, and so I lost every single thing I recorded yesterday, which was super bloody annoying. So I'm just using my trusty old phone, even though it actually for some reason takes a lot longer to transfer footage from my phone to my laptop, then it would plugging in my camera's SD card, but I know she's giving me trust issues at the moment, so I'm using my good old faithful phone. And this is kind of like my fit for the workshop, the look for today. Yeah, so I now have some errands to run, and I also need to go back to my old place to pick up some old Vogue magazines that I'm going to use at this workshop as well, so people can collage with them. So these are all the gorgeous crafting supplies I have. So in here, get this open, we've got like some pens, there's loads of really fun stickers, stamps. I've got like a bunch of scrapbooking kits in here, and at the bottom of this is the Avery paper that we're going to be making zines out of. And then I've got some like old costume fashion books that I haven't used in ages, and I thought they would be really fun to collage with. And then in here I've got an entire envelope of scissors, I've got some extra magazines, I've got my zine prompts in here, and I've also brought along some zines from my zine library to share with people, some washi tapes, extra pens, and I've also found some old Vogue magazines I'm gonna pop in here too. And I'm taking this really cute little dustpan and some bags to hopefully make the clear up process a bit quicker. So those are my supplies. I was going to take this as well, but it's really heavy, and I feel like this with a load of fashion magazines is like enough supplies for people to work with. Anyway, so I'm off to the workshop, and I've got my faithful friend assistant carrying my bits on the way there, but I'm going to have to carry them all the way back. Got some pre-workshop sustenance to keep us going. Oh, this is such like an odd angle that I'm by my fridge, conked out on my kitchen floor. I made it back from the workshop. The tube was chaotic, and also I live in the 3rd floor, which is like the top floor of like the block of flats I'm in, and it's not a very accessible building. There is no lifts, it's just stairs, which is actually kind of problematic, and I feel like every apartment flat complex should always have a lift because people have access needs. But yeah, I just had to lug all my stuff up 3 flights of stairs and up the tube stairs, so I'm needing to catch a breath, and as soon as I got in I was I need to put a vest top on because I'm sweating in the top I was wearing. But today's workshop, it went so well, and everyone's zines were incredible. Honestly, I've been so exhausted this week, but also really excited about this. So I think it went really well, especially as it's my first ever zine workshop too, and the energy of everyone there was it's just the best kind of vibe. So overall, a very successful workshop, and it was so interesting because usually when I'm at a workshop I'm zine making rather than facilitating, so I was kind of just sitting there really immersed in everyone's process. I just sat there wow, this is really interesting to observe how people interpret what a zine is, how even though there were the same zine prompts and the overall theme of the workshop was the same for everyone, everyone's work was so different. And it was that's why I love zine making so much. I feel I say this almost every single video I do, but I just love how zines are so individual to the person creating them, I feel like I mentioned this in like one video, but you could like go into a workshop and the zine theme could like, let's say like apples, and everyone's gonna create something entirely different even though the theme is the same. And that's just, yeah, that's what excites me about zine making. And everyone was just so enthusiastic about this, and it was just top tier Sunday vibes. But I'm now completely crashing out, especially after that tube journey home, and it's like randomly gone quite warm as well. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a decaf tea and probably go to sleep around like 8 p.m. because granny era, why not? But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed this little kind of look into setting up and hosting my first ever zine workshop. And yeah, have a lovely, magical evening, afternoon, morning.